8:30. Big thank you to Sam Kurtz, Senate member, for coming on the show to help us pay tribute to the legend that is Peter Morgan. And do keep some comments coming in, and we'll read some of those out before the end of the show. Let's turn our attention to the Olympics, and then we'll talk about some of the local cricket headlines from the weekend as well. We, of course, had the opening ceremony on Friday night, and we've had a bit of Pembrokeshire involvement already. In fact, some going on as we broadcast, because Jazz Joyce in action right now, Fraser, isn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Team GB playing USA in the quarter-final. Jazz actually crucial role earlier, coming on, scoring 2 tries in South Africa to end that game. Britain held on to win 26-17. So obviously win this, and it'll put them into a semi-final and guarantee a medal match of some sort, either a gold medal match or a bronze match, of course. And we've spoken before, Jazz will want that. You know, Olympic legacy is obviously huge. First player to play in 3 different games. But she won't want to also, finish off having been involved in 3 bronze medal matches or just missed out on a medal on 3 occasions. She'll want that Olympic medal, I think, to finish this story. So a huge few minutes coming up here.
Okay, you keep your eye on that for us, Phrase, as we go. It's been Medal Monday, actually, for Team GB, hasn't it, today? Started this morning in the diving with Tom Daly and Noah Williams taking a silver. Adam Burgess then, and I missed this, unfortunately, because the day job kicked in, but I miss Adam Burgess in the canoe slalom, because I like that. I like the canoe, it's good, and I miss watching that today. But an eventing bronze as well. Have you been monitoring that all day today, Phrase?
I have been. I was actually, as I said off air, I was put on the 3-day eventing, which isn't my strong point, but I thought, this will just be nice and quiet, not much going on here. Of course, we won off this first gold of the game, didn't we? So, yeah, I had a bit of a crash course in show jumping, penalty points, and we nearly came up with another medal later. But, yeah, we are pretty much round the clock covering it.
I tell you what, that venue is because are they at the Palace Versailles for the equestrian? Yeah. That looked lovely, it looked perfect. I could see myself sat there like a glass of wine watching the eventing, no problem at all. That looked a great venue. Have you been following much of it, Gord?
Bits and pieces. I did see the young girls, I think it was Sunday morning, on the synchronized diving.
Yes.
They got a bronze. I did see that. And I did see Jazz in action against Australia. Australia pretty strong there, Phrase. Yeah. They look a strong contender for the gold. Britain will have to step up if they're going to take the medal off them. But that it's starting to warm up a bit now with the Olympics, isn't it?
It is, and the swimming's gone quite well already this evening. I think we've added a silver with Matt Richards, I think, in the swimming as we've been on the air as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Fraser will keep one eye on how Jazz is getting on in her game, and hopefully we'll bring you a score update on that before the end of the show. I've followed some of the football as well, actually. I quite enjoyed the Olympic football, and France, managed by Thierry Henry, look quite useful. I saw them win at the weekend. So, let us know. Let us know what you've been enjoying about the Olympics. In fact, have GB just taken a lead, according to Stephen Price?
Yeah, beat me to the update there, Steve Price.
Talking a little bit of rugby. Did you see Dupont? He didn't play in the Six Nations, but he certainly made a big impact in the Sevens for his own country. Came on an assist and 2 tries to win the gold medal. Not bad.
Yes. I think
he made for a few minutes' work.
He made a conscious decision, didn't he, to focus on the Sevens at the Olympic Games for France. And actually, I think we've said it before, but I do think Sevens is a great addition to the Olympic programme. I've enjoyed it ever since it's been added. It's exciting to watch, and the standard of rugby is getting better and better as each Olympics goes. Let's have a look at the local cricket, shall we, from the weekend. Gord, were you out and about?
Yes, I did actually. I did pop to Cresselly, who were playing Neyland in a top of the table clash, and the young Charlie Arthur had a 50 while I was there. He went on to score 82, I think, and they scored quite a few runs. But a certain Mr. Nick Koeman came along to spoil the party. He hadn't played for not many games this season anyway, and he had a fine ton. So he's putting Neyland right in the driving seat, helping them to win on Saturday.
Took a couple of wickets as well. They've got some depth, Neyland, haven't they? Fraser, what about this game? And Gord, you might have something to say about this as well, but the Haverfordwest game at St Ishmael's was a narrow one as well, wasn't it? I think Haverfordwest batted first, 200 for 8, and St Ishmael's fell just short, didn't they? 197 to give Haverfordwest a 3-run win. That would have been tense at the end.
an absolutely crucial game as well, actually, because I believe, and to check the table now, it takes Haverfordwest off the.
It does actually, Fraser.
Above Tish,
yeah,
and a Haverfordwest side that look, almost dead and buried after a month of the season. Now a real genuine fighting chance of staying up, and they look good for Tish now. There's not a lot of momentum with them, and they have tumbled down that table. Narberth, I think, are pretty much gone, but it's a tight race there. I'm looking at this table now. You've got Langham in 6th, only 13 points clear. St Ishmael's in 9th. So you've got, assuming that Narberth won't recover where they're from, and they're not completely out of it yet.
No,
we'll have to pick up at least 2 or 3 wins in the last 5 games. You've got any one really of 4 teams struggling for that spot. So it's going to be a pretty thrilling race, and there'll be more twists this weekend. Now Haverfordwest actually go to Neyland, so it's probably why that win was so vital for them.
Yeah.
Tish go to Saundersfoot, they're Harrison Allen Bowl finalists. Langham, Loreni, again Loreni Bowl finalists. So it's going to be intriguing, but I think in Division 1 it'll be more intriguing towards the bottom.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, it does look like it's heading Neyland's way, doesn't it? They top the table on 223. Carew are keeping pace. They're not a million miles behind, but it will need a bit of a twist. And Carew had a big win, actually, didn't they? They rattled up 262 for 6 against Narberth and won that game by 178. And as you say, Gord, there was a big innings for Charlie Arthur in that game. But they're just saying, aren't they? If Neyland do slip up, we're on your coattails, and that's good as well at the top.
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, I popped to Carew as well because it was just by Criselli. So Tim Hicks was in Fraser and Sean Whitfield while I was there, and they were knocking up some runs. But yeah, Narberth are struggling.
Yeah, a hot day in Carew. I think if you could get going in that Carew lineup as well, it is a run. But yeah, barring rain or someone like the incidents, I can't see Neyland blowing a 27-point lead.
Yeah, it does, and they've got so much depth, haven't they? They can bring players in and rotate a bit as well. Just to mention in Division 2, it's a little bit tighter at the top, actually. Herbrandston lead the way. Everyone's played 13 games. Herbrandston top on 205, but Burton really are pushing them because they're second on 200 and Carew in 3rd place. So that's a bit tighter for the title anyway in Division 2, isn't it?
Well, Burton went into that game top of the table.
Yes,
so, and Toby Heyman had, I think, 97, another good knock. But it certainly wasn't enough to beat Herbie. And I think Herbie have done the double over him. I think they beat him at Oakfield Park earlier in the season as well. So it looks like those two will go up, Fraser, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But who'll go up as champions? Who do you fancy as champions?
Went down to the final ball as well, didn't it? With
yes.
I think needing two off it.
Yeah.
Got one. So, it's very close to call at the moment. The momentum seems to be with Herbie. They've regrouped well after going down. So I think that one could go either way. But it's another one where the bottom of the division is right tight again. Our boys, there's a lot of teams in there. So a tight relegation battle. But no, I think you're right, George. It'll be a Branson and Burton. But I think it could go either way for the titles.
Yeah.
Okay, very much at the business end of the season. Fraser, in the first hour of the show, you had a review of the Alec Colley Cup semi-finals since we were last on the air last week. We now know the final of that will be between Carew and Loreni. That will be on the 18th of August at Pembroke, won't it, that final?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, Carew second, very strong in the competition. Obviously, the only Division 2 team left in it. And they're actually 3rd in Division 2. We just mentioned they're not completely out of the promotion race. So they'll start favourites against Loreni. Loreni, Loreni second Division 4 side, actually. So there is that 2 gap. But Loreni got some good players. The likes of Alfie Buckle, his dad James. James has played in Harrison and Allen Bowl finals. They've got a lot of experience there. So it should be a good final. But I've had Carew as favourites for that. But always a good day at Treleague, actually. They've won a good show there.
It's good as well, Gord, isn't it? That time of the season now where we've got a bit of a race in the different divisions for titles, relegation and the cup finals as well as we head into August. So it does make it an exciting month for Pembrokeshire cricket, doesn't it?
It becomes a manic month, to be honest with you. You've got the football and rugby seasons just starting off. You've got, the curtain raiser of Division 1 and Senior Cup winners playing. You have all the cricket finals. We've got the Harrison Allen at the end of August, I believe. You just mentioned the Alec Colley, and we've just had the Dougie Morris. So you're right, it is the business end of the season for cricket, certainly, Ben.
And do we get anyone, is there anyone who can claim to have played in the month of August a game of cricket, a game of football and a senior game of rugby as well?
Interesting.
You could probably do it in a weekend, mate.
Yeah. With the fixtures coming up, I would be really interested to know if there is anyone who can say that, or who can lay claim to doing that at any point, a senior game in all three sports. I think August is probably the only window where that could potentially happen, but you couldn't rule that out, could you? So we'll keep an eye on all of the finals on Pure West Sport as we head into that point of the season. Just before we go to the break, in the final part, we'll talk football and we'll look ahead to the new Pembrokeshire season, which is just around the corner. Maybe just talk a bit more about something we covered last week, actually, about the rule changes as well with the sim bins coming in. Well done to Sana Duffy. Big friend of the show. Sana had another good result over the weekend. She was the first lady in the Beacons Way 100-mile race. She was third overall, but she set a new female course record by over 3 hours. She knocked 3 hours off the previous best. A time of 27 hours, 21 minutes and 39 seconds. That's some going over 100 miles, isn't it? That is absolutely brilliant. So massive well done to Sana. I'm sure we'll have to catch up with her on the show. But she, Fraser, is someone who just keeps pushing the boundaries, doesn't she? And coming up with incredible results. She
does. I mean, it says something when 100 miles. I don't think it's probably at the lesser scale of the event she does. She did a 200-mile event, didn't she? Yeah, she's a remarkable athlete, remarkable endurance, and must keep herself in tremendous shape as well, because the injuries you pick up with the amount of running she does. Fair play. I just admire that dedication.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Just before we go to the break, what's the rugby score, Phrase? How's that looking?
Well, as we are looking, a try has just gone to the USA, so actually 12-7 down now, so we're looking forward just on the brink of half time.
With how long gone?
Just started the second half, I believe. So
okay,
tense.
That's going to be close. We'll keep an eye.
But she did. She did give a Jazz Joyce did a try-saving tackle at the end of the first half.
Okay,
literally, she stopped her try, so it could have been a lot worse going into the break.
All right, a bit of a turnaround needed from Team GB. Let's keep fingers crossed. We'll come back for the final part of tonight's Pure West Sport in just a few moments' time.
The Tea Hotel Milford Water